Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel, and today we will discuss situation in Ukraine on the 26th of April. Today we got a lot of very interesting news, and one of the most important and the most interesting piece of news we got from Moldova, but to be more precise from Pridnestrovia. This is Pridnestrovia, this long thing is Pridnestrovia, rounded with the red border. What is Pridnestrovia? Pridnestrovia for Moldova, and this is Moldova, is the same thing as Donetsk and Lugansk People Republic for Ukraine. So we can call that this small country was liberated just by the Russians. Rest of the world, most of the world countries, they didn't liberate this small territory. And they're a big army here, Russians big army. In the beginning of the 19th of the past century, there was a civil war, and Russians they took part of this Pridnestrovia Republic. It's the Russian-speaking part of this Moldova Republic, young Moldova Republic. There was a peace. According to that peace, Moldova didn't liberate this small piece, these lands, and this territory was in peace since that civil war. But what did change? Last few days, there was a few attacks on this territory. You see this on this map. One of them was near the airport. Tiraspol, this is the capital of this unliberated country. Another two was in this area, and according to these Pridnestrovia Republic authorities, they're saying that Ukrainian forces using drones, they attacked their connection stations. So very important engineering buildings, which were responsible for connection, for radio. So it was very important things on the territory of Pridnestrovia. And according to Pridnestrovia sources, they were attacked by Ukrainians. Also, yesterday there was attack in the capital of this Pridnestrovia Republic, in Tiraspol. There was attack on we can call it like KGB of this small republic. So something is happening there. And of course, Russian segment of internet, they started to discuss the situation, and a lot of experts, they're saying that Ukraine, they're planning to attack this territory. Because, for example, Moldova, as I told you, they didn't liberate these territories. Nobody liberated these territories. And Ukraine, they want to, according to the Russian sources, military sources, experts, they're saying that Ukrainians, they're planning to attack this territory. A lot of people, you can ask yourself, what is the purpose of this attack? Why do Ukrainians want to attack this territory? First, a lot of people, of course, also Russian sources, they're saying that on the territory of this republic, there is a very big warehouse. This very big warehouse located in this area, in the town near Kolbasna. This is it. You can see this on the map. This, it's like right, you can say it in the back of Ukrainians. It's not a very big territory, and of course, from the first sight, you can say that there is no problem. It's Russians, totally Russian territory. There is a lot of Russian army here. Not a lot, but there is Russians. And Ukrainians, according to the Russian sources, they want to attack this territory for one reason, for one purpose, to take under control this warehouse. Let's talk a little bit about this warehouse and about the Russian forces that located in this area. After the civil war, of course, like Russians, they enforced this territory. There were peacemakers, we can call them like this, in this area. So they have been protecting Russians, Russian-speaking population in this area since the 1919s of the past century. And according to the information we have, there are located big Russian army. It has a number. It's Russian army number 10. There are around 10 battalions there. So we can say that in this area there are around 15,000 of Russian soldiers. So this is the army that located in this area. It's right behind Odessa. And this is the area, according to Russian officials, is the area the Russians want to establish connection with. So if you remember a few videos ago, I described you in this area with the blue cloud, what kind of territories the Russians are planning to take according to their updated plan. So they also want to establish connection with this Pridnestrovia. And this is not the main thing I want to explain you. So let's continue to talk about this warehouse. So most of the Russian experts are saying that Ukrainians they're planning to take this warehouse because of, as we discussed in the previous videos, because of big lack of ammunition, shells, and equipment in the Ukrainian army. And we know that Russians, these Pridnestrovia Republic Ukrainians, they use almost the same equipment, the same tanks, the same rockets, the same bullets, the same guns, and so on. And about this warehouse. You can find this information in open source. According to the open source information, they're saying that this warehouse. So you see, I will start from a little bit far from the main idea. You see that this territory is totally isolated from the Russian Federation. This territory even doesn't have access to the sea. So it's something like around we can call for Russians enemy countries around Ukraine, Moldova. It's like not the countries who at least now loves Russians. So you need to understand that during the peacetime, Russians they fill this territory with a lot of equipment, with a lot of weapon, and of course the main purpose of this equipping of this territory is to create such situation when these territories will be able to stand against the enemy for a very long time. This territory should be totally automated, and they should be able to stand against the enemy for a very long period of time. So, according to the open source information, these warehouses, they have so much equipment, so much ammunition, so much weapon and shells, that this territory can stand against an enemy more than 10 years. Imagine yourself how much weapon are there. More than 10 years, these territories can stand under the pressure of any kind of enemy. And of course, if Ukrainians are able to establish control over these warehouses, it's according to Russian not Russian officials, it's according to Russian sources, experts, military experts, and so on. They're saying, of course, if Ukrainians are able to establish control over these warehouses, it could solve all Ukrainian problems. It could solve any lack problems of Ukraine. From this point of view, of course, this idea is very good. To attack this is not very big territory. There are just 15,000 of Russian soldiers. Of course, if Ukrainians would attack with the same amount, they're gonna lose their soldiers. But if they are able to collect at least 16,000 soldiers in this area, of course, it will be not very good, not very pleasant for Russians in this area. But I ask myself a question. We saw many times in the past how the Russians they deal with Ukrainians warehouses with their stocks. So as for me, I'm not sure about an idea that Ukrainians they do want to take control over these warehouses. First of all, because I think that as soon as Ukrainians come so close to these warehouses, Russia at least could detonate them. And I'm sure that they would do this in case if Ukrainians will start the separation and if they are success. I think that if this separation can be from Ukrainian side, if they're planning to do this separation, I think that the main idea is not to capture these warehouses. I think that the main idea of Ukrainians, if the separation really exists, to destroy these warehouses. And I'll try to explain to you. First of all, as we heard before, Russians they're planning to establish a connection between this Pridnestrovia and this area. What does it mean to establish connection? That means that Russians they need to push Ukrainians from this area. So that means that they need to defeat Ukrainians in Nikolaev, in Odessa, and push them much more to the very far to the north. Is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible. but it's possible just in case if Ukrainians will be defeated. It's impossible if Ukrainians won't be defeated, because if they are not defeated, they will stand here and fight with the Russians. It's like simple logic, right? But if Ukrainians are defeated and they will be pushed to the north, imagine yourself situation when Russian forces from this area are pushing Ukrainians to the north, and somewhere here in this area they received a lot of reinforcement, and they gained access to, we can say, unlimited warehouse of ammunition, shells, ammo, and everything else. Imagine yourself, exhausted, tired army, Ukrainian army that moves back, retreats, and the same exhausted, tired Russian army that pushing them to the north. And when everything says that both armies need to stop, at this moment, the Russians, they receive reinforcement in 15,000 Russian soldiers that located in the Pridnestrovia, and the access to the endless source of weapon. Another very important news came from the south of this region, from the south of Odessa, from this area. This is it. Russians today, they continued their railroad war, and today the Russians, they just blown up this bridge. They attacked this bridge with rockets, with Kalibr, as far as I understood, and they didn't destroy totally. There is no I don't know, empty space in this area. The bridge was damaged very much, and some specialists who saw this bridge, they told that bridges still exist, but very heavy train won't be able to pass this bridge. And this is the only bridge. This is the only railway bridge that connects, we can say, Romania, NATO country, Moldova, this area, with Odessa. And using this bridge, using this railroad, Ukraine got supplied, the most important, with fuel. It was Moldavian fuel that moves were transferred during using this railroad, and of course not NATO equipment from Romania. So today Russians solved this issue, and now there is no chance to transfer and to supply this area from Romania and Moldova. Now we're moving directly to the Izum. Not much news on this map. This map is not updated, but Russians, they a little bit updated this map. They announced that they captured two towns, Chervony Shakhter and town Zavody. On this map, we can see that Zavody is not under Russians, but I think that in days or a few, this map will be updated if Ukrainians won't be able to establish control over this town again and to take this town back. The only difference between these two maps, as far as you can see, Russian, they're saying that they are not controlling this forest. And I agree with Russians map. I don't think that anybody can control this forest. As far as I know, there are a lot of sabotage groups are there. The only thing that Russian captured today is this town Spivakivka. They are moving with tank group on both sides of this river, and they're trying to take town by town on this side of this river. So they're moving to the west direction. So we'll see what's next. Now let's move to one of the most important area this period of this campaign is Liman area. There are not much changes. Russians, they're saying that, for example, in this area they destroyed Ukrainian sabotage group. In this area they destroyed totally the Donbass. It's like National Battalion Donbass. In this area they destroyed some ASAKM, some Ukrainian forces. In this area they destroyed the drones. So there are a lot of success in this area. They're pushing. Also, just before creating this video, I got the news that in the area of Zarechne or Yampol, few Ukrainian soldiers surrendered. So they're pushing here very successful. And today, so we discussed a lot of time the importance of this area. On this map, we can see the value of this area in much more better. First of all, is because of this railroad, and as soon as Russians are able to take this railroad, they will be able to support like the the heart of the Donbas Cauldron operation, ARC operation, with endless heavy equipment. And as you know, Ukrainians, they don't have such possibility because of problems with the supply, and the Russians, they don't have this problem. So as soon as they take Liman, imagine yourself, they will be able to bring their forces, bring their army, new, totally not used equipment in direction in less than 20 kilometers in the place where the main clashes are planning to be. So this is a very important area, and Russians, they're moving to Liman. And of course, one of the most important area, I will repeat this idea one more time, is the area around town Yampil. Russian sources, they're saying that they started operation in this near this Yampil these days. So yesterday, the day before yesterday, there are heavy clashes here, and Russians are trying to take this town. But today, Ukrainian military authorities, they announced that the Russians, they moved here in this area two very important types of their army, First of all, they brought here the tank group, and another thing, they brought here the bridge engineering group. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So the type of military forces, the main task of these forces is to build pontoon bridges and to cross rivers. As you see from this town Liman, there are two roads from these railroads from this town. One of these roads leads to the Slaviansk, and another road leads to the Donbas Cauldron, to these areas. And if you remember, we discussed that Russians, they just need to take control over this railroad, and they will complete at least their main goal for this operation, to establish connection between Donbas and the Russian Federation, because this railroad provide such connection. But the main idea for Liman area, of course, to establish fire control over this road and so on, but the main idea of Russians, and I understood this very long time ago, that they're planning to open another front line in this area. I think in this area, maybe there could be some differences to the west or to the east, but I think that the main idea to open here, because first of all, there are a lot of small bridges, like near Zakitne, in this area, there are a lot of bridges, and there is another bridge, and we know the Russians are very experienced in building bridge. By the way, they crossed the Seversky Donetsk using the pontoon bridges, and after that they surrounded Izum, and after that they were able to take this town. So they didn't take this town in the front attack. They built the pontoon bridges here, crossed the river, and attacked this town. The same are they are planning to do this. As far as I see, they're planning to cross Seversky Donetsk in this area, and they're planning to open another front line in this area. Just take a look here. So as soon as, if they are able to do this, we see that in this case they will be able to attack Ukrainians, the Lysychansk agglomeration, where, as far as you know, around 15,000 of Ukrainians. It's a very big, powerful group there, and very effective group, and they will be able to attack them right in the back. And this is the reason why Russians are moving in direction of Popasna. You see this there, Popasna, and so we can say that there is not much way how to support Lysychansk agglomeration. So Russians, if they are able to take Seversk from this area, and if they are able to take, and Russians doing their best to do this, to take at least Popasna, to surround and take Popasna, we can say that there is no way to support Lysychansk group. There is like a small road here, local road. We can't say that this road is very effective, and there is no other way. So we can say that it will be a very big problem to Ukrainians to defend themselves in this area. So we'll see what's next. Another very important news came today from this area. Already, this icon already disappeared, but Ukrainian forces, as soon as Russians announced and as soon as it was recurrently spotted by the intelligence that they collect in this area big tank fist in this area, Ukrainian forces were expecting Russian attack on the north, as we discussed yesterday, according to the railroad roads, to attack Kryvyi Rih and attack this town of Apostolove. Ukrainian forces, they attacked in this direction and they managed to establish control over this road. So, and according, of course, to the Russian specialist military, they are saying that now Ukrainians, they have a possibility to start their counter-strike attack from direction from the north to the south, or in direction of town Snigirivka. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy your evening. Bye bye.